And I'm back with another video. I'm chilling, hanging out with the homie. Look who it is. Sorry, I scared him now. But that is one of my new squirrel pals. That guy's name is Scrappy. So that's my new squirrel, Scrappy, right there. Just hanging out, getting some breakfast, of course. He comes to me when he wants peanuts. There's plenty of food out here. But he likes peanuts very much, and he tries to get as many peanuts as he can. So there's a peanut for him. I'll put another one out there for him too. So that's Scrappy. You know, quick Scrappy update. He's grabbing some peanuts. I couldn't really show you. He's called Scrappy because he had a big scratch on his leg. Actually, he got into a fight maybe or something, and he had a big old scratch on his leg. And it's starting to heal up. He's starting to look. He's just a normal squirrel like always. But yeah, man, he's scrappy. He's a scrappy guy. And when other squirrels come around, he's like, he gets mad. He gets mad. He chases those guys away. He wants the food all to himself. He's a goofy dude. But anyways, guys, we got some people here. VEVE strategy video. I wanted to talk to you guys today. It's been a very, very long time since I've talked to any of you guys about VEVE strategy. So I wanted to give a quick video here. I've got a couple other video ideas that I'm going to get around to today. I'm going to be doing a UFC video and then whatever else I feel like. So we're going to talk about VEVE strategy though here. You know, we're in a very interesting time with VEVE, you know. I think like the one very important thing to think about with VEVE right now is the fact that Reese, in a very recent interview, you know, talked about how the fact that the drops were really not meant to sell out, right? The drops were not meant to sell out, and they're not going to be selling out, obviously, more and more. So you've got to take an approach of, you almost have to assume this. Let's say for the next 10 drops, or let's say even 100 drops, let's say you go into it predicting every single drop is not going to sell out. How are you going to construct a plan that will let you maximize on the app? You know, you've got to think about it. Now, if you want my idea, my opinion, being very selective right now is of utmost importance. Picking the drops and choosing the drops you go for and being very disciplined. You know, if you think to yourself like, oh, maybe I'll just try to grab a blind box, but it's not part of the plan, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get burned. You've got to come up with the plan, tell yourself what it is, be disciplined, and stick to it. That's a fact. Everybody knows that. So we need to be very selective right now. When you see a drop come out, do you love it? And is there potential? One of those two things definitely needs to be true in order for you to have a really good drop day. So there's that. So really being selective, going for drops that have a good probability, low mintages, maybe there's a lot of nicer additions you could get that are going to fetch a premium, whatever it may be. Now, also important to think about, like, we're in a down market, so there isn't many opportunities to like go crazy, you know, and 10x your money, right? There isn't many opportunities like that. So you've got to think about too, like, you've got to also consider like, what is your goal for what you're buying? You know, are you planning on doubling up? Are you planning on getting a pretty modest gain, right? What's your plan for, like, what's your plan for it? So, you know, be very selective. You know, when the Darth Vader drops, that one's a no-brainer to me. You know, that one's one where it's like, okay, go for it, right? And that's still being selective because that one is the one to select. So when all these drops happen, decide to yourself, do I love it or is there potential? Make sure you really investigate that and tell yourself what potential it does have. And then the thing that my best friend wanted to talk about, the thing that my best friend wanted to mention was this idea that, you know, when you're going for a drop, you need to look at how much the drop costs and think about the other pieces on the app that you can buy for that exact price. Now, you've got to also consider, you know, when you're doing that, you have to consider which one has a better chance of giving you a valuable piece. You know, are you buying a piece that's going to go up, you know, slowly over time, but definitely, or are you buying a piece that has a chance to the market to swing and go way down? So be very careful about all that. But like my best friend said, when there's a drop in, and this most recent Harley is an example. With the most recent Harley drop, they had the UR Harley going for what, 80 or 90. You've really got to take some time to decide what else is on the app that you could maybe snipe around there. And how is that going to financially stack up to that item? Don't get, try not to get caught in just the shiny new thing trap, right? Try not to get into the shiny new thing trap. Of course, that's a bad, way of looking at it, and you'll probably have some bad trades on VEVE, right? And then of course the goal is to have as many good trades as possible. So for right now, try to be as selective as you can. Try to find the good drops that have good, what I would say, in a term we don't really use and we should start using, is expected value. We use that a lot when it comes to like trading cards. Like the expected value of a pack is like if you took every card in the pack and added up those values and then divided it by the number of packs, or whatever, right? Hey bud, joining in. Skipping today's drop. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Do what makes the most sense. Don't like fall into this trap of like don't fall into the trap of like like can't even talk, buying a blind box just because you want to gamble, right? Just because you want to gamble. Try not to let that kind of play into your mind. That's definitely just because you have gems on the sideline too, that's definitely part of the mentality. Is like, if you've got like 200 gems on the sideline and a drop happens and there's blind boxes and you're just sitting there and you're like, maybe I'll just grab one. I've got the gems, right? You've got to be careful about that stuff, guys. You've got to be really careful about it. It's all about discipline. It's all about discipline. It's all about making the right choice. And you guys out there know what the right choices are. You guys are all smart. We're all smart, right? We know what the right choices are. Got to follow your instinct, but the key is to be disciplined, though, because the second you're like, I was sticking with that plan, but now I'm going to go ahead and try this other thing, try buying a blind box or whatever, right? That's when you're going to start to fail. So be very disciplined, come up with your plan, be very selective, and also when a drop happens, look at what else is available out there for that exact price, because there are some great pieces that aren't grails, right? But there are some great pieces all over the board, right? Red chips, probably not a ton of blue chips if you're going to be paying down, but definitely some fantastic pieces out there, guys. All people you see selling below retail are just gambling. Exactly. That's what those people you see selling after a drop for below retail are the exact opposite people that we're talking about, right? Those are the exact opposite people of what we're trying to do. We're trying to be disciplined. We're trying to make the right choices, guys. So that's really the VEVE stuff I wanted to leave you guys with. Pretty early in the morning for me. I plan on going for a walk here, going to the gas station, getting a walk in. I'll make videos of going for the walks more. I don't know if I will here. I'm making this live, and then my phone battery will be zapped. But with that being said, everybody, if you could drop a like, if you could drop a subscription, I would very much appreciate it. All right, very much so. All right, guys, that's really it. That's really all I had. If somebody comments something, I'll address it, but that's really all I had for this video. Nothing I said here is game-changing. Nothing I said here is going to be anything maybe new for you. Everybody probably would think the same thing, but you've got to just articulate it. But the key is to be disciplined. That's what everybody's missing. The key is to be disciplined. The second that you tell yourself, like, oh, I'll just try grabbing a blind box, you've lost, man. If you grab a blind box on a drop you're not sure about, you've lost. So be very careful about it, guys. When the drops happen, be very selective. Know what's good. Decide, like, try to, in your mind, tell yourself, like, what's the expected value of this drop, right? If you were to take up, like, if there was 4 drops, an ultra rare, right? Uncommon, common, rare. If you were to take up the value of all those and then divide it by 4, right? That would be the expected value of the blind box, or at least my math was probably off in my head, right? But something like that. Give yourself an idea of what you think the expected value of a drop would be. This is a very important idea that we really need to start focusing in on this VV community. Expected value, expected value, expected value. It is a perfect metric to use when talking about blind boxes. Because honestly, most of the time a blind box drops for $40, the expected value is probably $25, right? Something maybe 30, right? Who knows, right? But it's always something like that. Do you think we will ever see all-time highs? You know, yes. Bull markets and bear markets cause people to kind of have, this is nothing against you, but bull markets and bear markets do really kind of cause some people to have emotional responses. But you've got to remember, you know, when the market was bullish, you know, all we could think about in the VV community was bots. Everybody, bots, bots, bots. We were talking about bots, but we weren't even appreciating the fact that we were just in a bull market. That was just a great time to be on the app. And we were sitting there complaining about bots, you know. And so it's very likely that, like, while we sit here and complain about these things, that they're probably small potatoes, you know. All-time highs is certainly possible. You know, if the market flips, you know, you know, when the market's bullish, people lose sight of that. It's going to be funny because when the market flips bullish, people are going to forget how doom and gloom the bear market was, right? Where we are right now. People are going to forget how doom and gloom that was when the bull market happens. And so, you know, just keep that in mind. You know, just keep that in mind. Did you know Fortnite was the greatest game ever made? Well, I'm hoping that's tongue in cheek, my friend, because I'm going to go ahead and strongly disagree. I have played Fortnite, though. It's not a game I love, though. Maybe it hasn't blown up yet. It will boom in the future. Exactly. You know, we've had a bull market, right? But even that, even at its peak of our VV bull market, the top VV YouTuber had 10K subscribers. We were still small potatoes, guys. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. You know, it's all perspective, you know. When we had our bull market, we were still kind of small potatoes, guys. We were still small potatoes even compared to some NFT projects. Just some normal projects, we were still kind of small guys, right? So, you're right. You're exactly right. I'm putting a shoe on, sorry. So, yeah, man, I completely agree with you, of course. But that's really all I had to say to you guys here, guys. I'm going to probably wrap it right around there. I do want to make some more videos today, too. Got some other ideas to get out there. So we're going to just kind of all day just be making content, guys. I appreciate every single person out there because obviously, as you guys know from the video yesterday, lost my job. So I need to just start making content, getting it out there, getting it out there, getting it out there. Let's try to lessen the blow of losing your job and just go from there. With that being said, everybody, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your morning. All right, guys, let's start the day off right. I'll be back later. So let's just start off the day by killing it. I'm going to go walk to the store, go see some of my friends, have a great time, and I'll catch you guys later. Okay, everybody? Have a fantastic start to your day. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.